Alright, well, these people don't talk much. But they do have chicken that they're letting us steal. And cheese. Let's see what we can craft. This is good. This is good. And off we go into a loading screen.
Sure.
Could she be?
God's damn that son of a cool.
The angry woman clenches her jaw and stares out toward the harbor with glimmering golden eyes. Eventually sensing your presence, she turns her feathered head toward you. Want to run a down on its luck Valian Trading Company? If you have more than half a brain, you could really do something with it. She clenches her jaw and continues quietly. As long as you're willing to clean up a few bloodstains. What's going on exactly? Exactly, if I knew that, I'd be in a better mood. The only thing I know exactly is that Mr. Verzano is determined to wind up in a grave before the season turns. The woman looks back at the warehouse for a moment and grimaces. After a slight nod in your direction, she storms off. No, come back. What the hell? Maybe she went in here. She was a companion, I'm sure of it. Well, she's not in here.
Hail and well met.
Oh, he has some good stuff. All right. Good stuff. It's for a druid, okay. Now where did she go? What have we here? Another tourist in the gift? He nods to his shifty-eyed companions. Let's give him a proper welcome. Let's talk this through.
Wede Bedan Ansawu. What?
How may I help?
Ready, Watcher.
Yeah. Huh?
Dead on!
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Alright, let's see where that'll take us. Andra's gift. Okay. Do we have to come back here? I mean, we picked the lock. But I guess it was a little premature. Let's see if he'll start talking to us now.
Good day to you.
I'm here about the trouble at the Salty Mast. Ordinary Kith are angry, and they should be with that crooked Omawa toadying up the nobles, she sneers. She's using the tragedy of Waidwen's legacy to line up her pockets. She's no better than the 8 Adaran overlords who drove us out over 200 years ago. People around here know you to be an honest broker. Maya's made it so only the rich can afford her establishment, yet she sits in the poorest district of Defiance Bay. How's that fair? We've taken matters into our own hands, but she's the real criminal here. Why don't you tell her to back down? I'm with Maya. The violence has to stop.
Wede Bedan Ansawu.
Huh?
On your word.
How may I help?
I'm here.
Can't get a good shot with this.
Huh?
Hmm?
I have.
Alright. Mercy. Afra staggers back, barely on her feet. Please. Strike the killing blow. Oh, shit. That's not right. Well, alright, the deed is done. Let's report back to the whorehouse. Little old whorehouse in Texas.
Right.
Good day to you.
I found the ringleader. She won't bother you or anyone else anymore. Maya smiles, revealing rows of large, dagger-sharp teeth. That's news worth celebrating. Take some coppers and enjoy yourself. Her smile widens, and should you choose to have your fun here, enjoy my special discount. If you just need some rest, the room is yours for free. You go ahead. Really, I'll just wait by the bar with a glass of something that kills disease. A knowing grin warps her blue markings. No. Now, just what can I do for a strapping lad like yourself? Are any of your regulars interested in earning some coin? This one's free, and we get, wow, that's great. Okay, let's save. Look at the journal. Alright, let's go back to the lunatic asylum. I'm sorry, the sanitarium. Just want to pass by here in case that lady's back. Let's explore Heritage Hill. It's just this tower.
Hail, traveler.
The guard holds up a palm. Sorry, but this district's closed by the order of the Duke himself. How do I get inside? Trust me, you don't want to, the guard shrugs. But if you were really set on seeing this for yourself, I suppose you'd have to get permission from Wyla at the keep and First Fires. Was there anything else? What's going on in there? Both guards look at each other. Look, even if I were allowed to tell you, I don't rightly know. All I can say is it, whatever it is, started about 2 months ago. The guards that closed the gate talked of something unnatural that still wakes them in the middle of the night. I don't want to know any more than that. Would some coin open the gate for me? Look, we could get in a lot of trouble for this, but then it's not like you could make things worse in there. You hand us 1,000 coin? No. Farewell. Undying Heritage.
Come now, it'll be fun.
No.
Even just a single...
I'm not calling Isilmir out just so you can learn he'll speak. I'll write down a few words.
Alright, this is Aloth's quest. I think he wants to be rid of his awakened spirit. I'm looking for an expert on awakenings. She laughs bitterly. That would be me, though the lack of research subjects has made me more of an expert in counting floorboards. I would like to transfer Animancy's success in buttressing pre-awakened souls to soothing those whose souls have already awakened. But you're in luck. I have a volunteer. She springs to the balls of her feet, beaming. Gillard, who is it? Aloth's lips curl into a frown. I don't know about this. Don't be silly. The process is perfectly harmless. All you must do is stand in that cage. I beg your pardon? I jest. The Adirans are so uptight. I do not even know what the thing is used for. It belongs to the last occupant of this office. I think, now, they upgrade him to a cell. Again, I jest. She rubs her hands together, getting down to business. So, I need you to sit here. She takes Aloth by the shoulders and steers him to the couch. And try to relax, but don't try too hard. then you will not be relaxing. Indeed. And you must also wear these, a little cold, but the copper will help conduct your essence. The Animancer fastens thick copper bands to Aloth's forehead and wrists. As she ratchets them tighter, his face twitches with suppressed irritation. Now, I will examine your soul through my scope. She reaches into her desk and produces a long chambered tube. Knobs, dials, and small toothed wheels run along the side of the device. It is fitted with Adra lenses cut to different thicknesses and concavities. By manipulating them, I find the angles and densities that will allow me to track the anomalies in your soul. How exciting. I've never seen this sort of thing performed. Khan peers at the device with interest. It seems suitably complicated. Does this mean we'll get to talk to Isilmore more? I like that lady. She raises a finger, but first we must find this cunning interloper. You will answer some personal questions while I make adjustments. Sagani pats his arm. Don't worry, I'm sure we won't hear any of it. Aloth squirms on the couch. Very well. She holds a scope to her eye and flicks a knob. To begin, tell me something personal, something from a time before your awakening. There's nothing to tell. I was just a normal child living in the Sith Wood. He looks to you. His face is set in a frown, but the rigid edges of apprehension show through nevertheless. What do you remember about your home? As you speak to Aloth, you feel your voice like a bell in your chest. It tolls softly, luring him into the midst of his own memories. Bella Sej doesn't seem to notice anything, but you feel as if your words are smoothing at his essence, untangling its many threads. He closes his eyes, comfortable, modest, quiet when Mother is away, which is most of the time, quiet enough to hear the clink of glass on wood. This is when I know to be the most careful. Father is good about hiding the bottles. Mother, when she is home, is good at pretending not to notice them. This is good. I'm starting to see something. Continue. Tell us about the time you awakened. She bites her tongue as she twists one of the dials. I am in my 5th year of training. Mother is home. I can let my guard down a little because when she is around, he is usually only angry with her. But he has heard that I have had trouble casting missiles. That my flame shields are unstable. He is furious that I have failed, and Mother's presence reminds him that he has failed too. The first blow takes me by surprise. One moment I'm sweeping the kitchen, the next I am sprawled on the ground, stupidly looking at flecks of my blood on the tile. His boots, glistening with fresh polish, thud across the floor. He kicks me in the stomach, and I curl up to shield my vitals, but it's pointless. Protecting one thing only leaves something else exposed. Still huddled on the ground, I retreat as fast as I can. I retreat until the vision of the kitchen and my own trembling knees is nothing but a pinprick against a field of black. His jaw locks and his eyes twitch between their lids. Madicchio. Bella Sage furiously cranks the knob along her scope. He's hypnotized himself with his old memory. You've got to bring him out of it. Quickly, I almost have it. Shake him by the shoulders. Aloth, you've got to wake up. Aloth's eyes snap open, but the expression you see in them isn't his. You've scuttled him off, a wilting daisy, that one. Bella Sage sucks a deep breath through her teeth. That's it. I'm seeing a shift in his essence. Something spreading and congealing. She glances at you over her scope. Keep talking. He seems to respond to you. What brought you here? Cracking bones and voices high in ire. That warm molasses feeling that crips down your gut when crisis is nigh. Belfedo, we have flares of a totally distinct essence. She jots shorthand notes onto the page next to her and turns one clicking knob of her scope. Now, try to get the two of them talking. Aloth, ask Esselmir what she's doing. Sticking weed, worming parasite. He bursts into sudden laughter. Ye'd say the same to your own kindled twig when it betrays ye. Eater grins. Must be hard to avoid knowing there's a lady in your body the whole time judging you. Good, yes, very good. She rests from her scribbling only to make another adjustment to her scope. I can now see two separate patterns of essence, where he ebbs, the other flows. It's as if the awakened soul fills the space that he leaves empty. She prompts you with a circling of her wrist, still quill still in hand. Go on. Aloth, what's this about ceding space to Isilmir? He grits his teeth painfully. I've given her nothing. She usurps me in my own body. Aye, and I lend him a pair, too. You should ask Wit I did that old man of his, how the last time he laid a hand on us. I breck him in 3 places. Aloth's hand jerks to the side. That wasn't your decision. It's never been your decision. Nay, it was awakening. But now I'm stuck with ye, and damned if I let your ninnying drag us both through the scupper. Ack, very good. She lowers her scope and consults her notes. I think I finally got something we can work with. I've tracked Isilmir's essence throughout the exchange. She had a particularly high density index during the most heated portions of their argument, and her essence seemed to localize most clearly in the lower portion of the subject's left rib cage. That's right around the spleen, which, of course, means that she is triggered by black bile. No doubt the subject's characteristic melancholy is to blame. Aloth blinks back at you, and in the midst of his perturbation, you're not quite sure who's looking out of his eyes. That's utter horseshit. Black bile, is it? They've certainly spat their share. Kana studies Aloth dubiously. It is a simpler explanation than I expected, all things considered. She glares at him. Yes, never mind my years of training. I suppose you have a better explanation? Isilmir manifests when Aloth is in danger or under pressure. Belisage carefully scratches her jaw, her gaze darting between you and Aloth. I suppose that could be true. She jots another note. I'll have to check this again against other research. He removes the copper bands. Well and good for you, but what does this mean for me? Belisage frowns at her notes, tapping her cheek with a quill and making a grand show of concentration. However, you catch her stealing a glance at you over the pages. Isilmir tries to take control from you when she thinks you can face a problem on your own. You can't let her make these decisions for you. My thoughts exactly. I'll have to be more careful about her from now on. I've got a lot to process. Regardless, thank you for your help, Gradius. He does not look at Belisage. She sets her notes on her desk and returns to her scope. Well, I hope this has been as useful to you as it has been for me. I finally have material worth publishing. You'll be the toast of Revua, Fenter Aloth. His grimace melts into a crooked smile. Aye, advancing the right wise principles of animancy. Just what you've always wanted. As you turn to leave, you catch a darting movement out of the corner of your eye. Belisage is humming to herself, still occupied with her scope, but Aloth is holding her notes. He's just about to tuck them into his cloak when he catches you watching. He holds a finger to his lips, his eyes wide and imploring. Please, I don't want my personal information published like this, especially not after her nonsense. Fair enough, but do it quietly. He hides the papers in his cloak. Not to worry, we'll see to this on our own. Alright, well, that's it for this session. I will see you next time.